Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Kevin Kiermaier is returning, and the Blue Jays have signed Isiah Kiner-Falefa to a 2-year contract. Our reactions and more on this episode of Swing and a Drive.
Swinging a drive. Get up, Bar. He's done it again. A two-run shot in the first.
Hi guys, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has had a fantastic holiday so far. The Jays have given us something to talk about at least. We've got Kevin Kiermaier returning and a recent signing of Isiah Kiner-Falefa. It's not the sexy Shohei Ohtani or Bellinger or Soto or one of these big names that was floating around so far. So, Logan, how do you feel about Kevin Kiermaier? Let's start at Kevin Kiermaier first. How do you feel about the signing? I know before we talked, just before the holidays, you kind of said 2 years, 20 million or so.
It's
Was
really
kind of
close
a
to what
pretty
I
good.
thought would be offered. I'm surprised it's not a 2-year contract, to be totally honest. But a 1 year is better for the team. So that's cool. I'm totally happy to have Kevin Kiermaier back. He had a great season for the Jays last year. I thought he can still do it. He can still go get it in the outfield. He's a menace on the base paths. So, yeah, I'm totally happy to have Kevin Kiermaier back.
Now another year older. He playing on the turf. A lot of players complain about playing on the turf, especially at places like Rogers Center.
Yeah,
So is it enough? We're not done in the outfield, are we? That's not the plan, right? There's more, right? Or is there?
this is the cause of all of my frustration over the last 2 days. Uh, I have no idea. I can't see what's happening. There's no logic to the things that are going on. Uh, Kiermaier's great. It doesn't make the team any better. We're not getting better.
Right.
So my hope is that no, we're not done in the outfield. Um, or maybe just not the outfield, but maybe overall we're just not done. Um, Maybe we are done in the outfield and we're not done in the infield. I don't know, but I something else needs to happen. My Fire Ross Atkins campaign is heating up daily,
Yeah.
and it's gonna really get going strong here soon if we don't sign a bat before spring training.
Are we out on Bellinger? I think we're out on Bellinger. Personally, I don't think that they're going to pursue the big name guy anymore, but that's just my gut feeling. I don't know what their alternative option outside of a Bellinger is. But why do you think they may not
Well,
be out? Or do you think they're out on Bellinger?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're 100% out on Bellinger. Um, I think they're as in on Bellinger as they've been the whole time,
Okay.
which is in the conversation and maybe gave him an offer, but I don't think it's going to be what he wants. I don't see Bellinger coming to Toronto. I don't know. I just don't. I just
Yeah.
really don't think, honestly, it's ever been a thing. I know it's getting talked about a lot, but
Yeah.
it's a good fit. I think it's a good fit. Um, it would have been a great fit before signing Kiermaier back.
Oh, it would have been just outstanding. Well, and you added to the. I didn't know this before,
Yeah,
but that
so I mean,
he
he's
plays a
a
good first base too.
very good first baseman. So that can keep him on the field for 150 games, 155 games between center and first base. Like it's Vladdy off his feet to still DH, have a quality first baseman in there. Nothing against Biggio. He does the job. Serviceable first baseman for sure. That's he's serviceable at all his defensive positions. Um, but it's significantly better bat and from the left side.
Right.
Um, but I don't think we're out, and I don't think we're the front runner either for
Right.
Bellinger.
you just kind of have this
I
feeling.
just,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so let's kind of jump to IKF here for a second. I know we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but I think the signing of Isiah Kiner-Falefa signals a couple of other things possibly, or at least one other thing in my mind, and that's we are going for an infielder and possibly via trade.
Yes, yes.
Because,
That's the big thing for me is I think that they're looking at a trade of some kind.
well, Isiah Kiner-Falefa is Santiago Espinal,
Yeah.
except he has more innings at catcher. Let's put it that way, because Espinal, let's not forget, was the emergency catcher for a little while, just never had to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So if he had to, he could. So
Yeah.
literally, they're the same guy.
Yeah.
Um, and we're giving IKF
7.5 a
seven
year.
and a half a year, and um, Espinal's going into arbitration. He's like, it's going to be an arb year for him.
Yeah.
And is he going to get 7.5? Not a chance.
No. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
somebody wants him in a trade, and we need to replace him. That's my guess.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
my hope, my hope is I'm going to throw out a big one there, that we're trading for Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Because
That's my thought.
if
For
it's
sure.
not Nolan Arenado, then what are we doing? If IKF is the guy we're going to try and rely on to be our everyday third baseman, I don't think that's logical at all. I
Yeah.
just, like, the bat isn't there. We need a bigger bat in the lineup. We
Yes.
need more big bats in the everyday lineup.
Yeah.
And IKF is great defensively, but he is not a hitter.
Yeah.
So questioning that a lot, I was pretty heated when I read it. I was just like, he struggled for the Yankees. Why are we going to think that he's going to be better for the Blue Jays when they play the exact same schedule?
When you
Like,
look at Isiah Kiner-Falefa's last 3 years of statistics too, he has regressed steadily every year for the last 3 years. You can add 4 years
if you
to
take out
it.
the 2020 season, he's just been crappy his whole career.
Like, I don't want to say crappy, but definitely like average or
Below
slightly below.
average.
Yeah,
Below
he's been
average
below
with the
with the bat.
highest OPS plus was 85.
Yeah,
Um, like
yeah,
699 was his highest OBP ever, OPS
yeah.
ever, and that was in the 2020 season. His best season ever was 2020, right?
2020, 65 games or whatever he
Six,
played that
played
year.
played the whole 60, 30. I don't know what played pretty much the whole season of the 60 game season.
58, yeah, 58 games.
58 of 60. So had a great season in that shortened season. Won the Gold Glove at third base for the Rangers. Has never been really that quality of a player again.
Yes.
Over a full season,
Yeah, I remember when he came on the scene, he had a lot of promise. There were, he's the next young star, the whole thing, and he's just been a very good defensive player his whole career.
Yeah,
but
and
he's
super
very
useful.
versatile.
He can play
sure.
the outfield as well if we need to put somebody out there.
Yep.
Right. So I think Espinal is going. There's a very outside chance that Biggio is the guy getting traded.
That would
But
be
then we
sad
don't
to me,
have
but
then we don't have someone to back up first base, and more moves have to be made.
yes.
So that's kind of like my circle back here is what are we doing with IKF? Like, I don't know the plan. It's really hard to see what's going on. It's clear there needs to be a trade, I think, because why sign IKF if you could just keep Espinal and sign Matt Chapman back? Right? Like, I think this, if anything, the signing of IKF signals completely out on trying to get Matt Chapman back.
Well, that's my big worry is that thing exactly is if this is a guy who started his career playing third base, so they specifically know that this is somebody that can manage at third base. So if you say you don't move Espinal, he plays some third base too. It looks to me like you're kind of setting up a third base by committee scenario. And if
Yes.
that's your plan at that position, you're
Which
not
is
going to be
basically
successful.
like, and then at that point, you're doing your second baseman and your third baseman by committee, like you say, or
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, you're going to
it's
have Schneider playing second base a lot.
Schneider and Biggio mixing back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And then Biggio and or Espinal with IKF at third.
Yeah.
IKF can play shortstop to
Yeah.
get Bo off his feet. He's played every single position,
He's
to be
super
honest.
versatile guy.
He's
And
super versatile
I
in the
appreciate
defense.
that about him for sure.
So the other thing is maybe Biggio and Espinal are going, and then we bring in a trade, and then we sign like a Votto to be
Right.
uh, a DH off the bench guy slash backup first baseman, which would mostly just be fun, I think, to have Votto on the Jays for a season.
Yeah, I agree with
But
you.
it
I
would be a
think
la Brandon Bell, like this a
yeah.
similar, like he would literally be a swap for Brandon Bell.
Yeah. But a more exciting one, and a Canadian guy, and
Significantly more
maybe
exciting
he gets
and
that big
already beloved in Canada.
yeah, and maybe he gets that big bump playing in Canada,
Right?
grew up like so in his 40 in his year 40 season, 40-year-old season, he is playing like he's
Comes to
28 for a
Toronto and
year or whatever he
hits
does.
like
Like it just
30 pumps or something. That'd be
yeah.
great.
I mean, what? Yeah. Who cares? Like it would be. I don't want to rag on Brandon Bell. He had a down year and did not. It was
He
very
ended up being okay in the end. Like
he ended up definitely being
he played his
serviceable and
role.
kind of yeah, but he wasn't the like Brandon Belt wasn't the answer as the DH first
No.
base. He just wasn't. He didn't make it happen. It wasn't to me like he's coming to bat and you get excited. I don't know. There's just something about it.
Yeah, like you need a guy that's like I don't know. Joey Votto over his career has been a hit for average guy, turned himself into a hit for power guy. He hits home runs. I just think like it fits, right? It
Yeah,
fits and it's fun, so I like it.
yeah,
Um, is there other options? Yeah, like Bellinger would have been a much better option to have like a backup first baseman thing going on. So I think we need to kind of see what's happening a little more to understand what's going on. Like obviously, right? Like we need to wait and figure out what this IKF signing means before we can honestly answer,
yes,
do we still need more outfield depth or do we need more infield depth?
yeah. Well,
I,
we're
I would
panicking
also
a
just
little
like to
bit.
comment on, yeah, well, I'm panicking,
Yeah,
but Matt Chapman being a gold glove third baseman made Bo Bichette a better shortstop.
sure, 100%.
So I like Bo. He got significantly better last year. I am going to attribute some of that to being beside Matt Chapman.
Right. You're talking like when
So
when you're beside somebody with that kind of range and the way he performed,
yeah,
the way he prepares to play baseball behind the scenes. But if you're playing short, you don't have to run to your right as nearly
nearly
as
as
much
much,
as you would have.
right? You're going to let Chapman come across and take that one
Yeah, yeah,
and make the play. And so having that and losing that, I guess is what I'm saying, is going to be detrimental to the defense.
right.
Not just because Matt Chapman is no longer the third baseman covering third base, but like it's going to make Bo have to think. He's going to think he has to do more.
Yep.
He's going to try and stretch himself out more. He's going to throw more balls away, going back deep into the hole there. Um, so these are all things I'm concerned about.
Yep.
That's why my in my like dreams we're trading for Nolan Arenado because that's the
Yeah.
bump up.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
hitter and the third baseman.
Yeah.
So I think the answer to do we need more outfield depth, maybe,
Yeah.
and the answer to do we need more infield depth is yes.
Well, like
So
we need a bat that is out of three positions now. We have a bat come in as a DH, a bat
Yeah.
as a third baseman and a bat as an outfielder. One of those, one or two, I would say at least two of those people have to be. You're talking about a DH, so I would say you want a DH to be kind of a hitter. So, whatever outfielder and whatever third baseman you bring in
It'd be
has to be a
nice.
hitter.
It'd
So
be
if you
nice if
bring,
one of
say
them
you
was left-handed,
so you
but
bring in Matt, yeah, exactly. Say you bring in Nolan Arenado and a DH, some like a I don't know. Let's just throw Soler
well,
out there or whatever.
yeah,
But like so now you've got your two big bats. If you manage to trade for Arenado magically and you've got Soler,
magic.
your outfield depth now. I'm fine with it coming from your AAA ranks. I'm fine with it. It doesn't have to be a crusher.
I mean, Nathan Lucas as the bench outfielder, I got nothing wrong with that. As your
Right.
like
Yeah.
fourth/fifth outfielder,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm just not fine with him being like a starting outfielder,
Day one
which
starter.
now
Yeah.
obviously he's not. We're gonna have our same outfield as last year is currently the outfield, and hey,
Yeah.
that's the best defensive outfield in baseball. So I'm gonna take it,
Yeah.
but we need some hitters.
Thank you for joining us again. We will see what subsequent moves the Blue Jays come up with. But for
Let
now,
us know in the comments what you
yeah,
think the moves are going to be.
yeah. Are you excited? What is going on? Yeah,
How are you
exactly.
feeling right now about the Blue Jays 2023-24 postseason?
Don't hold back.
Yeah, don't hold back. Let us know.
But yeah. Anyway, Happy New Year, and hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Okay,
See everybody in 2024.
take care.